Hi there. Okay, so here we are with the final scene. Like I said before, it's not completely finished, but I think I've achieved my objective in that I wanted to show you a scene comparable with the previous scene that has narrative elements in the design of it, and how that can convey a lot more atmosphere, a lot more detail, and tell more of a story about the scene itself. So let's go and take a walk around, and I'll talk through it as we walk through. So obviously the first thing you notice here is that it's a nighttime scene, and I'll package this up so you can all take a look and wander around and take a look at it, and just basically examine it if you wish and do whatever you want with it. So this is the entrance before, and I was going to put a big gate here. You can see I've sort of started, but I kind of ran out of time. But if you want to put a big gate there, you can. That's fine. Go ahead. But the first thing you'll notice is that there's kind of like these spiky barriers. Like I said in the previous video, I wanted to get a feeling that this guy in this hut is sort of protecting his space, and it kind of gives it a bit more of a formidable sort of feeling about it, which is quite cool. So you come into the camp. It feels more camp-like now than it did before, which is what my plan was. But the first thing you come across is this little stone here. This is the gravestone of his dog, just to mark the spot where he buried him, basically, or something like that. Shows a bit of compassion. So the guy who lives here, the person that lives here, is not completely bonkers, and he's not going to, it just gives a hint of the type of person that lives here, which is what you want. And here you can see all my crates are stacked up, which is pretty cool. And I've just designed the layout of this place to give a feeling of a camp. It feels very lived in, is the word it's the description I'm trying to find here. You can see all the objects I've created, I've left lying around. Let's give it some detail, makes it feel more interesting. Here's we've obviously got this canvas cover here, which is covering the table and the little benches there that I've built. And we built these two, and the buckets. Got some buckets, and I've just put more lamps around, which is pretty cool. And one thing I noticed actually is my fire is really low res. Can you see how pixelated that is? If this was for a game, then that would get completely deleted and redone. But the embers look pretty cool inside there. So that's the place, and I've relit it obviously, so it's nighttime scene. I haven't rebaked the shadows, so I might do that before I upload it. That's cool. I'm really pleased with that. You get a really good sense of somebody living here. Now, I was going to take it a lot further. Like I said, I was going to put a gate on here, and I was going to put lots of rope hanging from these beams up here with trinkets hanging from them, and swaying in the wind. You can go to town. I was going to put cups and plates and knives and forks on the table here. And more rocks in these sort of containers, because that's what he's doing here. He's chopping up, he's crushing rocks, and he's looking for valuable stones inside them or something like that. So that was the kind of impression I was trying to give here. And I was going to put a lot more rocks around, ones that he's crushed and broken up, and so that's it really, pretty much. That's the and you can do a lot with these objects. You can do a lot with these extra objects. You can hang them on the walls, and that'll break up a repeated texture. Like this wall is pretty flat and pretty boring, but you could put these, you could hang things on them, like I've done with that pickaxe, and to break up the wall pattern, which is pretty cool. I darkened my window. If you come back here, look at the previous one. Do you remember what the previous one looked like? This is what it looked like. Very different. And this is what it looks like now. So you can see a vast change, a lot more detail, a lot more interesting, and a lot, the elements that I've included here say a lot about the actual character and the scene itself, which is what the goal was. So you can download this now and check it out, and if you want to add more to it, then please do, feel free. But I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with, and hopefully you can apply this yourselves in your own scenes. The detail is what makes the difference a lot of the time. It's okay building a hut in the middle of a forest, but give it a story, make it believable, make it feel like somebody actually lives there and is actually using the place for something. You can see up here I've got, this is basically scaled up from that object. Where else have I used it? That one up there. Can you see that one up there? So that's a scaled up version of it. You know, it's not really the done thing to do, but I wanted to put sort of like a gate there, and that was what I was going to use. And I was going to do like a big pulley system all tied to the trees, ropes all coming down here to the steps and various things like that. But I kind of ran out of time, and but I think I've achieved my objective here, and you can see the difference between the two scenes. I haven't added any collision onto these either, so you can just walk through this stuff at the moment. But I've shown you how to do collision before, and that's fairly straightforward. So that's the scene finished for now, and I'll see you next time.